When I was pitched the idea of the Julien Yvel developed psychological adventure Threshold, I thought of similar elements that I saw in the Arcane Studio developed Deathloop. Come to find out that Julien was a designer on that project, and then things started to make sense. Still, this is an indie game through and through, but the systems and game flow are very much on par with high-budget projects. This is essential for a title like this though, where your actions directly tie into the outcome from the very beginning. This is a fairly ambitious approach, considering the developer is basically giving the keys to the player and saying, do whatever you want to do. Add in the existence of a psychological mystery, and you've cut yourself a must-play idea on your hands. So let's see if this can live up to these ambitions. Threshold begins by putting you in control of a nameable protagonist on their first day of a unique job. Without much of a preamble, you're given instructions as you ascend to the top of a mountain by way of an elevator. The job is simple: keep the train moving at all times. To do this, you're given a whistle along with a rundown of your new job by your coworker, Mo. Mo does a pretty good job of setting you up with the basics, but not before nearly killing you as you struggle to catch your breath in the thin mountain air. Luckily, your company provides you with air canisters to keep you alive, but don't mind the blood as you crack the tube in your mouth for that sweet relief of oxygen. Back to Mo though. Mo answers your questions when you have them, and I'm sure you will. However, whether you can trust him or not is entirely up to you. Further, what you do while the train is running on time is also up to you. That said, it will eventually slow down and you'll need to book it to get to the megaphone to use your whistle and get it back up to speed. This has the negative effect of utilizing your precious air, which creates a tense game loop. Running, jumping, and talking are not advised, but that's no fun, so exploration leads to progression at the cost of managing your resources. The developer did a wonderful job of keeping the environment small, but still offering plenty of possibilities. It's almost reminiscent of an escape room where trying something might lead to a roadblock or a new realization about the predicament that you're in. There's also a lot to spoil in this design though, so I'll try to limit revealing any secrets given that your actions entirely dictate the multiple endings and ways to progress. And why is Mo staring at me? Whatever. As you get a little crazier and unpack some of the plot threads revolving around this job, you'll eventually have questions that need answers. And while Mo can help, your boss also offers some guidance from time to time. Well, it's time to call out some great game design here, because I was consistently left surprised by how the game reacted to my discoveries. Even when I thought I was accessing something I shouldn't have or did something outside of what the narrative wanted me to do, something was waiting for me. And as the blood becomes thicker around your character's lips, so does the stench of a true mystery. Suffice it to say, I did enjoy myself, while slowly allowing my mind to fall deeper into this psychological pit. I was engaged in the dark tone and unique gameplay elements from beginning to end. One feature allows you to collect items to use as you see fit. Similar to a point-and-click game, using items on objects can produce various results, so experimentation works. Hold on, the train is slowing down. Okay, I'm back. Mo will also react to your actions and call you out if you're doing something shady. I learned it's best to cover up anything you do outside of your job description, but he's so damn clever. Sure, you might find yourself in a position where you don't know how to progress, but retreading steps and exploring the entire map again typically reveals new objectives or scenarios. This is a game that requires you to experiment without being explicitly told what to do. It works for the most part, but some elements are just too ambiguous, causing unnecessary padding on the overall game flow. For a game like this, that's to be expected, but I couldn't help but want to see this level of confusion as you find yourself entering the various ending routes. The endings are not difficult to spot when you're given the option, so they almost feel handed to you. There are a couple of secret endings as well, but I would have liked for more variety and confusion to match the constant state of panic that I was experiencing. I think getting too comfortable hurt the immersion during the final moments. Regardless, the visuals lend themselves to the overall tone of the mystery. The PS1 era visuals are always unsettling. The sound of your character attempting to breathe causes a sense of urgency that requires you to really sit in the experience. And maybe this doesn't belong in the review, but when Mo wasn't around, I ended up missing him. I miss him even now. So let's just wrap up this review so I can go wait for him by the elevator. Threshold was a tense and unique experience that will easily hold your attention from beginning to end. The limited guidance doesn't hurt progression due to some quality game design from this solo dev. Sure, things could have been more clear and ending story branches could have matched the level of ambiguity of the rest of the game, but psychological indie lovers have easily found their new favorite title to discuss in their gaming circles with this one. I'm glad Threshold came across my desk, and I'm even more glad that I'm sharing it with you, if only for my shift to finally be over and you can take my spot. Noisy Pixel is giving Threshold an 8.5 out of 10. Thanks for watching. This video is brought to you by our supporters on Patreon. Noisy Pixel is run by a group of gamers providing independent gaming coverage through news, reviews, previews, and more. Check out our Patreon to help support our continued growth, and subscribe to keep up with all our future content.
Noisy Pixel.